Hey, what's up guys? This is Josh Dragon here, and today we're going to be playing through the original Mega Man game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Released all the way back in 1987, this was one of the very first popular games by the company Capcom, and we are going to be starting off with Fireman, who is worth a grand total of 80,000 points. Now, Fireman is actually a very difficult Robot Master to kill, and his stage is rather difficult, so for a beginner player, I would not recommend that you start off with Fireman. The reason I'm going to be doing him is because I really like his weapon and I want to get my hands on it as soon as possible, so I just kind of thought, well, you know what, I'm going to get this weapon as soon as I can, and let's just start with Fireman because he's, you know, he's beatable to me, and I really want to get the fire shield or the fire shot or whatever it's called. An interesting point here is that these little fireball enemies actually appeared in Super Mario Bros. 2, which I think came out the year after this game, if I'm not mistaken, so it's kind of interesting that they have some enemies that overlap here a little bit with the Mario series. One of the biggest hazards in Fireman's level are these flamethrower enemies that are very difficult to navigate around, and if you have the Ice Slasher, it's very easy to then just freeze them and jump over them, but since Fireman is the first boss we're taking on, of course we're not going to have that. So just take your time going through here, and don't rush, of course, because there are a lot of death pits and it's very easy to get knocked into those. That part in particular is really nasty. You really got to get your timing right there, otherwise you're gonna die. Now on this part we have no choice but to take damage. Just basically take the damage, walk through here, you're gonna get hit twice. And then we can move on to the checkpoint up here with bullet bills. We actually have a few enemies to fight here, which is kind of unusual in the Mega Man games, because usually you can just go right through the doors and there's really nothing to do in there, but they actually provide you with some enemies in the original game. So the nice thing about it is if you're low on health or you're low on weapon energy, this is a good opportunity to get some of that energy back. I was trying to do that here. I was trying to boost up my health bar a little bit because Fireman will probably take quite a lot of health off, and I'm going to need everything that I've got really to take him down. So we're going up against Fireman here, and he is very, very difficult, as I previously stated. My advice to you is to stay in the far corner away from him and try to jump as many of the fire waves as possible. The last one is going to leave behind a burning fire on the ground, so be careful of that, and really just shoot him as much as you can. If you get lucky and you come into the battle with most of your health, you'll probably have a chance at least to kill him, and I got a little lucky here and I was able to take him out on my first try. Definitely there's a lot of luck involved to this fight, but the weapon is fantastic and it will be extremely useful in our battle with the next Robot Master, which is Bomb Man. And Bomb Man is worth a total of 100,000 points. Man, we're really racking up these points, aren't we? Bomb Man has, in my opinion, probably one of the best songs, level songs in the entire Mega Man series. I particularly love the Mega Man music from the 80s. I think that the Mega Man games made, like, from 3 on were not quite as good in terms of their music. The first one and the second one have the best songs in my book, especially Mega Man 2. I mean, everyone loves the music from Mega Man 2. It's just phenomenal. And actually, this game was not it was not a good seller for Capcom, so much so that they had to shelve Mega Man 2 and have the creative team work on that in their spare time. So it was actually a big deal that Mega Man 2 was even made in the first place. Bomb Man stage is actually a great one to start off with if you're a beginner, because there aren't that many instant death traps, and with the exception of a couple of points here, it's pretty easy to get to the end and kill him. If you're fast, you won't have to wait for this bullet bill to get off screen. You can do it all in one attempt. And then for this part, just make sure that the enemy is dead before you try to cross, because he's going to respawn. And if he respawns before you attempt the jumps here, he's probably going to knock you into the spike pit with one of his bullets. It's very difficult to avoid those bullets. And spikes in the original Mega Man, unfortunately, are instant kills. So be very, very careful around the spikes, and you shouldn't have any trouble with that. One more thing I'm going to point out here is that they had a scoring system in the original Mega Man. That's right, we actually get a score here, and we can keep track of how high it is or how low it is, and really there's absolutely no reason for it at all. It's I think it's a little bit of a holdover from the 80s, if you will, because in the 1980s scoring systems were pretty common in video games. But again, there's absolutely no reason to have one here, so I don't know why they bothered to include it. Going into the hallway, there are a couple of ways you can handle this part. One is to fall down the ladders, and I wouldn't recommend that because you'll probably take some damage from these enemies. I usually just prefer to shoot them. Just takes an extra second to do that. And now we are up to Bomb Man, who is quite a bit easier than Fireman, mainly due to his tendency to run away from you. Bomb Man hates to be in close proximity to Mega Man, so if you get in close to where he is, he's going to jump away from you, and typically he'll throw a bomb close to your proximity as he does this. So a good way to beat him is to constantly move around the room away from where his bombs are, and don't let yourself get pegged in the corner. Alright guys, so in the next video we're going to be taking on Guts Man and Cut Man. I want to thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up. I will see you next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.